It's been a minute since I posted a workout, and honestly, life hit hard. Between my illness progressing and trying to keep up with everything happening, fitness really did have to take a back seat. But here's the thing, coming back doesn't have to look perfect, you just have to start. I wanted to be honest with you guys because social media makes it look like consistency means never missing a day. But the truth, life is going to happen, whether it's illness, stress, job loss, burnout, they can take us out for a bit. What matters most is how you come back, slowly, intentionally, and with grace for where you are now. So today's workout isn't just a back and biceps day. It's me trying to rebuild my strength, my energy, and my confidence one rep at a time. If you've fallen off your routine, this is your sign to meet yourself where you are and start again. Because strength isn't just physical, it's everything you go through and everything you grow through. Let's get into it. Where I'm at physically, I knew I couldn't do a super intense workout. With my GI illness, I've been having a lot of trouble eating. I've been getting super sick, being super fatigued, and having episodes of dizziness. So I really had to be mindful that when I started today, I was doing something a little bit lighter. So this whole back and biceps workout is going to be full of just dumbbells and cable moves, really focusing on muscle engagement, range of motion, and slowly starting to incorporate things like time under tension, and eventually we'll bring back progressive overload and progressing all of these exercises. So if you're somebody that's limited on equipment or you just have limited space, this is going to be the perfect workout for you. Something I feel like that isn't talked about enough is how important your warm-up is, making sure you're increasing the blood flow to the muscles you're going to be activating, and really making sure that you take that time. For me, it's usually like 5 to 7 minutes before I work out for an upper body day, really trying to hit all of the muscle groups, trying to find just the right flow. And I tried a new playlist, which I'll put on the screen, that really had me jazzed and like ready to do the most today. Taking you through these movements kind of quickly just for the sake of the length of the video. I love a good cat-cow, cat-dog, whatever animal you need to reference, really making sure you're pulling your belly button in and getting that good deep internal contraction as you're stretching before you get into it. All right, at my apartment gym, we only have a cable machine, so I've been doing my lat pull downs utilizing the cable, utilizing both handles, really making sure that when I'm squeezing, I'm coming down, bringing my elbows down, really making sure to hold. I want to have a good working weight that I know that I could do a couple more reps, but that my last couple reps are still a challenge. Right into seated cable rows. Again, another modification just due to the lack of equipment in our apartment gym. Really making sure to open up my chest, squeezing my scap, getting that whole mid-back range fully engaged. And then the best thing you can do is pause and slowly release the cable machine as you're going out. That way you're getting the most out of it. You can see that it literally engages all of your back muscles, really emphasizing the control aspect here. You will get so much more out of it than just trying to go super heavy or go super quick and not getting the good release that you're looking for. I always love to finish my rows utilizing a unilateral dumbbell row. The difference in engagement, I feel like, is next level here because you can't always pull with your strong arm, and you really notice the muscle imbalances that you have. Utilizing the stability of the opposing arm, making sure that you have space so that you're not really caving into your belly button and you're not rounding your spine is super important here. So make sure you pull your core in, you're pausing, fully getting that elbow to go all the way back, and then you're getting that slow release down here. I kind of sped up the video just for the time's sake, but making sure you're keeping that elbow nice and close, sending it all the way back and getting that full range of motion, fully extending at the bottom as you alternate between your sides, and then progressing the weight as you're able, but not compromising the range of motion or the form at all costs. Next up, we're going into dumbbell reverse flies. This one's really tricky for people because oftentimes you'll see people swinging their neck, they're swinging their trunk. I'm only using 10-pound dumbbells, really making sure that I'm engaging my muscles, making sure I'm opening up my chest, but I'm not compromising my neck, any cervical motion. Surprisingly, what got me in this workout is these bicep curls. I like to do a little superset with my bicep curl. So I do my standard bicep curls, making sure my elbows are locked, the dumbbells are coming up to my shoulders, fully extending every single rep. Far too often you see people half-assing this and only getting a modified range here, but you can see that that dumbbell is coming all the way up to my elbow. I'm doing the best I can to keep them locked and then fully engaging that muscle group as I'm coming up and I'm coming down. Then you go right into dumbbell hammer curls. This is where I could notice the weakness. My body, as you can see, is struggling, and I started to swing as I was getting tired in my workout. Next time I'm going to go a little bit lighter and really focus on form. Last thing we got to do is the thing that isn't sexy, but we're going to ease the tension in our body, and we are going to stretch. When I was teaching franchise group fitness classes, I was always alarmed at how many people walked out during the stretch, even though it was a part of the allotted class time. And it's one of those things that I think about is because we're all just so busy that we don't even have the ability to give ourselves 5 minutes to breathe. And I also think sometimes the stretch can be uncomfortable because you're left with your thoughts, and not everybody is ready to have the feelings that comes out when you start working on breath work and releasing all of that tension. But I can tell you that it's going to be a game changer for your progression if you start making sure that you allow yourself 3, 5, 7 minutes after your workout to give back to yourself, to just allow yourself to breathe, and don't be so stressed about what you have to do next. Try to be more present in this physical moment, and you'll notice that your workouts will get better, but you too will feel better. I appreciate the support, the encouragement, and now my goal is to consistently show up not only for myself, but also for you guys. So take time to join my free wellness group. It's linked in the comments below. It's going to be a great environment for those that want to be supported, want to be encouraged, want to be inspired, empowered without feeling judged. So I'll see you in the Impact Society.